guys. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. I mean, look at these like neon speckles. This next yarn I'm also very excited about. Hey y'all, I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are ready to go through some large amounts of yarn. I don't have as much yarn as I used to have, but I still have quite a bit. So I think that what we're gonna do is just go through every single piece so that I can see what I have. I really want to work through my stash this year. Now I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna purchase any more yarn because I can't say that. But I would really like to work through a lot of my stash. I am limited on space here in our new home. I love our new home. It is definitely a cozy little home, but we love the location. And so it was worth it to kind of downsize, but that means that I need to probably get rid of a little bit of my yarn just so it fits like all in one closet. So that's the goal. I'm gonna go through everything, see what I have, see the quantities that I have so I can put it aside for projects. And I really would like to work through a lot of it. So that's the goal today. We're gonna go through every single piece. I'm gonna show you what I've got in regards to scraps, in regards to large quantities, in budget-friendly yarns, in a little bit more expensive yarns. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to show you this one. Just everything across the board. So I hope you will come along with me and dive into all of my yarn. I may use the same strategy that I did a couple years ago and just dump everything out. We've moved a couple times just into temporary places since our home there where I organized all of that. You may have seen that video a couple years ago, maybe like 3 years ago at this point, but it was really fun to just lay everything out and go through each piece so that I knew every single thing that I had, get rid of anything that I didn't need, and then just organize everything. I'm not sure if I want to organize everything by weight or if I just want to put things aside for projects. We'll just have to kind of see how we go. But I apologize for the heater. It's going to be coming on and off, so I'm so sorry if you hear that. But I hope you enjoy going through every single piece of my yarn. With here. This is the closet that I want to get everything in, and I've got a little bit of everything in this closet right now. I've got some Christmas wrapping paper here. We've got just files and things. This is some yarn, or there's some yarn in there that I'm going to take out. This is a chair that we don't use currently, and this is my daughter's school stuff. This is what I use to block things. I like to have a bin that doesn't have anything in it and that stays clean and has a lid on it so it doesn't get dusty. So that's what I use to block things in. Speaking of blocking, I've got to block my Sunbeam stripe cardi that's right here. This is my camera bag. And we've got like lighting here. This sweater is actually two, I think there's a couple of sweaters here. Yeah, these are sweaters that I want to kind of alter. I got those in Aspen at the thrift store and they are so cool. They're like vintage ski sweaters, but they're a little bit long. I think they might be men's sweaters. I'm not sure. I mean, at least this one, I think. They were in the men's section at the thrift store, so I do have plans for those, but aren't they so cool? Like, I just think that they're so cool, the colors and the pattern. But that is it. We've got our bird feeder stuff up here. We've got my sewing machine, my rainbow light, photo album, tissue paper, just all that kind of stuff. So this is the closet that we're working with that I would like to get all of my yarn in eventually. That is the goal. That's what we're working with. It's not very big. Our plan is to get it all back in here. Okay, y'all, here is what we are working with. We've got everything here in the living room. I think what I might end up doing is like moving the coffee table out of the way and then just dumping it all on the floor. I know that sounds insane, but it really is a nice way. My cat. These bins don't really work well for yarn. I just didn't have anywhere else to put it. You can see that it like shifts all the way to one side when you pick it up. This bin, I've gotten a couple of these under the bed bins where I keep my sweaters, and it works really well if they're structured, but these last couple that I got are not structured, and so these are not great. I would like to completely get this out from under the bed and put it in the closet, so that's definitely a goal for sure. Let's go ahead and move this coffee table out of the way and get going through this yarn. beautiful day, y'all. Oh my goodness, it's sunny outside. It's so, so pretty. So I think first I'm gonna go through everything and put it together by weight, and then from there we'll kind of figure out where we want to go. If we want to put it in any other kind of order, or if we should want to stick to weight or color within the weight. We'll see. I definitely don't have as much yarn as I had the last time I did this. I don't know, I'll have to go back and look at the footage and see. I also don't think I'm going to be going through whips today, so I'm going to save that for another video. We'll go through all my whips and just figure out what we want to frog or what we want to continue with, and that will help me also get a better handle on all of this. Just the yarn today. We'll stick to just yarn. I do actually think I'm going to keep my cotton together for now because I might be able to use all of that in a project. So I'm going to separate my cotton even if it's not the same weight. A lot of it is the same weight, but I think we're going to do that. This is a bamboo yarn, and so I may also stick that with the cotton because it's more of a summery type yarn. For now, I think I'll stick it with cotton too. Y'all, I have so much cotton. This is also kind of bamboo-ish. So we're gonna go with that over here. I've got a lot of different things in bags here. So just like scraps and things. So at least some of that is not like hanging out all over the place. I am placing all of my other scraps that aren't in bags over here. So let me show you. I'm just gonna set them right here for now, and then I will put them in a bag. We've got like little fuzzies and things like that, but we're going to set them right here for now, and then we're going to put them together by weight probably also. So that's the plan. Y'all, I also have random pieces of clothing in here. I saved them because I like the way that they fit, and so I kind of like this one. It just looked so horrible after being washed and everything. I mean, look at that, y'all. It just got matted because it's essentially plastic. I mean, it's polyester, and so if you dry it, then it just mats it together, and so it looks horrible. But I wanted all the pieces because I thought it would make a really cute crochet sweater, so I kind of like took all the pieces apart and put them into panels, and then I was going to crochet different panels and just make a kind of cardigan from there, overshirt, shacket type thing. So that's what that's for. And then this like t-shirt is super old, but I really love the fit of it. It's really boxy. I've actually used it for a sweater in my super easy knit sweater tutorial. I used this as a guide as far as how the fit goes, and I love the fit of it. I love a boxy fit, and so I've just kept these random things. Instead of throwing them away, I kind of use it as a guide or like a pattern for my crochet and knit items in the future. So that's kind of why I have them randomly in here. I may end up sticking these in that little thing under the bed, and then also different things like this, like squares, granny squares. Well, this is going to end up being a sweater, I think, but stuff like that I think I might end up putting in the bin that was under our bed. So we'll see. Heard me say in one of my previous videos that I didn't know where my double pointed needles were. Well, here they are. I found a few of them. I don't know if I have all of them. I think they might be in a couple different locations, but here's one set of them. So yay for that. I do think I still have a bin of some yarny type items. I don't think it's actual yarn because I think I got all of my yarn out, but there is a bin that was in my craft room. I do have my sewing machines still in bins, and I also have my yarn winder somewhere in a bin, and I have not found it yet, which that would be super helpful for this situation. But once we get all this organized, and decide how we're gonna set up the closet. I'll do another video for that, and then I'll have my yarn winder for that for sure. Y'all, I'm also so excited. My mom and stepdad got me a kitchen scale for Christmas, and so this will be perfect for organizing everything, figuring out how many ounces I have of my yarn. I mean, obviously I'm not going to use this for the kitchen, I'm going to use it for yarn. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this though, so that I can kind of have an ounce measurement for all of my scraps. Let's give you a little tour of my piles here. This stuff is not stuff we'll go through today. Those are those sweaters I was telling you about. This is my yarn dyeing kit that I still need to use. I have not learned how to do that yet, but I'm super excited about it, and I have everything here to get going on it when I do. This is a little like felted raven. Oh my goodness, you guys. Here they are everywhere, and they are enormous. We call them puppet birds because they're so huge. They almost look not real. I just feel like they look like puppets. Like they just don't look real. But this is for my daughter. She got this at Changing Tides to make one of these felted ravens. Oh, we've got one stray here. Put that over here. Okay, so I've got that there that we'll go through later, and then excuse my camera stand, but here are these embroidery yarns. I do have these separate because I think I want to plan a project for just these and not put them with the other yarns, so I kept them kind of separate from that. These are my whips over here. Some of my whips. I think it's the majority of them. I do have a couple other project bags, but this is the majority of my whips, so we'll go through those in another video. Okay, so I've got my bulky, super bulky here. I've got my worsted here. I've got my DK weight here. We've got all my fingering weight and lace weight here. And then we've got all my cottons right here. So that's how we've got all the yarn. I do have those little swatches right here. We'll go through those another time, and then obviously other miscellaneous things over here. I'm gonna go through now and show you all of my yarn, and I'll let you know if I have a specific project already picked out for it, if I already have plans for it, or if it's something that I want to have future plans for. What should we start with? Well, we'll start with bulky since that's where we started. Okay, so within the bulky and super bulky, I've got this beautiful knit collage yarn here. This is Spun Cloud in Evergreen, and oh my goodness, you guys, it is absolutely beautiful. I do have a plan for that. So I am designing something, and that's what this is for. This is just absolutely beautiful yarn. I got these two skeins here, and also this right here, which is Dreamland in, let's see what color this is. It's Sensational. So super pretty. Oh my goodness, I have never used this Sensational before. Y'all, just look at that. And it has little stars. Let's see. Yeah, little like gold stars. I am super excited about that. So that goes with this. And I've got a couple of skeins of that. Now I do have this wildflower yarn here, which actually would go with cottons probably, but oops, it's not really focusing. But because I'm going to use it with this right here, this is all going to be a part of the same design, so I've got it with that. So I have a project for that, and I will keep that set aside because I already know what I'm going to do with that. So next we've got this Bernat Forever Fleece. Let's see, let's take it out of the package. So I've got several scraps of this Bernat Forever Fleece. I used it for a blanket, and I had all this left over, and I really love this yarn for blankets. It's so soft. So I've got all these scraps right here. I've actually made a couple of blankets out of it, one for my mother-in-law, and then I also made one for one of my husband's co-workers. And so I've got this white, I've got it in white, and then a little bit of this pink here, and then I think this is like dark eucalyptus, which is so funny because I feel like it's not at all that color. So that is this color. I think you can get a really good deal on Walmart.com with this Bernat Forever Fleece with some of the colors. I don't know if it's all the colors, but they come in like packs of 3, and they're just really great for blankets. I do have to say that I've never washed it, so I don't know how it washes. I'll be interested to see how that goes. I don't have a specific plan for this, but I kind of want to like crochet a sweater, a cardigan or something, just a really cozy cardigan. I guess it would have to be striped because or something along those lines, just because I don't have a ton of these other scraps. I've got the majority of this. I may not even have enough to crochet a cardigan because that would take a lot of yarn, but it is something that I would like to do. And that's the thing with using up your stash, is that you don't want to have to purchase more yarn, but oftentimes that's what ends up happening. Here's a random pattern. I got this right before Joann's closed. I thought that was a cute little jacket. Here is a super special skein of yarn from Melanated Boho Bay. Y'all, it is absolutely beautiful. I hope that you can see that. I did recently use some of her yarn in my Sunbeam Stripe Cardi, and actually this is what I used for that. And oh my goodness, you guys, oh, it's so beautiful. This one has more kind of like a peachy tone, and then this is like a hot pink. But I cannot wait to use this. I'm super excited. I am going to finish a scarf that I started. I'll show you that in the future whip video. I may either adjust the size of it as far as like how wide it is, or I may just continue on with what I'm doing and then I will add this into, because I've already kind of started it. I will show you that one because it's right here. So this is the scarf that I've already started. And I love how huge it is. Definitely be using it here. I didn't really wear a whole lot of scarves for a while, but I will definitely be using this scarf. So I'm thinking though that I want to make it just maybe a couple of stitches thinner. I'm not sure. So I do love that. I'm using that hand spun and then also this hand dyed right here together. You know what might also be cute is if I added the rest of this in. That might be fun. Okay, so that might be what I do with this, because y'all, how amazing is this? I just love it so much. And then the texture in this is just glorious. So I may do that and end up sticking this in here too, because I feel like these would look really good together, like the kind of corally tones. And then I love that with like the little blue in there, and then also this hot pink. That's going to be a plan. So I'm going to add that together to use all together. Don't you just love when you figure out how you want to use your yarn? I just feel like it's so exciting, especially when it's super special yarn. Although sometimes I feel like I hold on to super special yarn. Let me know down below if you feel the same way. But if I really love a yarn, a lot of times I will just hold on to it and not use it for a project because I'll be sad that it's gone. But y'all, I've got to, because then I can just enjoy it as an accessory or a garment. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to use it up. Our little bulky, super bulky pile is getting smaller. I do spy a little cotton in there that we will put right over here with the other cottons. This wasn't a super big pile to begin with, but I'm excited because we've gotten through a lot of it. So these two are Malabrigo Rasta. I had two other skeins of this that I recently used also in my Sunbeam Stripe Cardi. Oh, I do also have, okay, good. So I had two of these. So I have two of these turquoise, which I think is the color Cucumber. That's what it is, Cucumber. So thankfully they left this in here when they wound it up. The yarn store. I got this in Colorado Springs at yokieB. Really cute little yarn store. But yeah, so this is Malabrigo Rasta yarn and I'm excited to use it. I already have a plan for it. I just need to get going on it, honestly. Like, I'm really trying to be better about using up my yarn, doing the projects that are already in my mind, because I'm definitely one of those people that you get super excited about anything new. You want to cast on something new and it just kind of, you know, it can get out of hand. Even though I love that and it's inspiring, but I also want to actually do the projects that I've had in my mind forever. So that I've already got a plan for. This I do not have a plan for. I did make this little pillow right here with that yarn. I absolutely love it. I do wish the pom-poms weren't quite as loose on it. So if I make it again, I will certainly do something to fix that, but I do love that pillow. So this is, I think it is Bernat Velvet, I believe. I don't think it's Premier Retro Velvet, but I think it's Bernat Velvet. I do have a short where I show this yarn and that project that I was going to make with the pillow, so I'll be sure to double check to see if this is Bernat or Premier, but I think it's Bernat. So I love that. It's such a pretty like sunshine color, which is perfect for that little sun. Once I've gone through all these yarns, the ones I don't have a plan for, I might just put them all together and then in a separate bin put everything that I do have a plan for. These are Serenity Boucle yarns from Knit Collage. They are so pretty. This is Burnt Red, Surf's Up Blue, and I think Polar Bear is the name of this one. But I recently used these for my Express Yourself sweater. So here's the Enchanted Forest sweater that I was telling you about. It's so, so beautiful. I do need to block it because the color work is a little bit tight right here. And so I'm hoping that will really loosen up and help it to lay a little bit better. I mean, it's okay, but when you put it on, it certainly is a little bit tighter here where the color work is. So I'm super excited to wear this sweater, and I've got to get going on blocking these things. But it has got this really beautiful cowl neck. I love it. And this color is actually ice green. And then this is the Polar Bear and the Burnt Red. But it is so, so pretty, and I love it so much. I'm super excited to wear it. I have these extra, and so I'm not quite sure what I'll do with it, but something, because they're amazing. I love this Serenity Boucle yarn. I've used it for my Corinne Cardi, and then for my Express Yourself sweater, the Enchanted Forest sweater. So it is really, really cool yarn. I love it. And then I've got this right here, which is Knit Collage Spun Cloud Light. As you can see, I already caked it up with my yarn winder. I really got to find that thing. I'm not quite sure what colorway this is, but I'll be sure to link everything down below that I can and put the colorway and everything. It is the most beautiful thick and thin yarn, hand spun, just absolutely gorgeous. It's a thinner version of the Spun Cloud here, so it's just like a closer to a bulky rather than a super bulky, but it is still so, so beautiful. So I don't have a specific plan for that. I'm about to start a sweater for my daughter that uses Spun Cloud Light. I did put this yarn over here though with this whip, and I'm going to put that in a separate project bag because I know that that's what I want to make with that, and it's already started. So I'm only going to do the yarn here that has not been started yet, and then that will be where the whips are. Okay, moving on to our worsted weight. I don't have very much worsted weight because that's only right here. All of this is DK weight, so I really don't have that much worsted weight, which is crazy because I feel like that was what I had the most of before. Kind of wild. But I've got this, which is some yarn that my daughter got for me. It is the prettiest color pink, and I would really like to use it. It's not really enough for a sweater or anything, and so I'm not quite sure yet what to make with it, or I could end up using it with something else too. But that is from Walmart. It's just one of their brands, and it's 100% acrylic. If you caught my packing and organizing before we left Aspen video, I actually started frogging this. Apparently I did not finish because here we have some here, but I was making a sweater out of it and I was adding beads to it, and I really loved the way it was looking, but I realized I was doing the stitch pattern wrong, and I just kind of let it sit for super, super long, and so I decided to take it out, and I was just going to remake a sweater, possibly a bead sweater, because I really like the beads that went with it. I just haven't done that yet. This is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the color Limelight, I think, but it's a really pretty color green, and this was one of the panels that I made. And it is a cool stitch pattern, but I'm pretty sure it was the wrong stitch pattern. I don't know if I just got one of the repeats wrong or something. This was like the back of the sweater, I think. But I think I'm going to redo that and just take this out. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this yet, so I can't put it anywhere where I know I have a project for it yet. I have lots of this yarn, so I'm excited to find a project for it. This is another yarn I got from Melanated Boho Bay. She was putting a lot of her yarn on sale, so I grabbed this with that other peach color, which I think was like Desert Flower or something like that was the colorway. I'm not quite sure what this colorway is, but it's just really, really pretty. I love the way that it's spun. It's so, so pretty. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for. I don't know exactly how many yards it is either. So that I kind of need to figure out too. But if I could find a way to put it in as like a really cool stripe or something like that, I think that would be neat. And then this, I think this is a worsted, although it almost is like a DK. Oh wait, here. Okay, let's see. Maybe this is actually a, yes, this is a worsted. So this is the anti-pilling. This is the color Highlighter, which is very fitting. I love it. I didn't realize I had so much of that. So let's see. This is how many yards? 180 yards. So this is probably not a full skein, but might be close to. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what to do with that. Speaking of neons, we are over here in the DK weight. This is Stylecraft Life DK? No. Special DK. Yes, Special DK. So I got this in a yarn haul years ago. I got this from Wool Warehouse. That's where I got it from. I had always wanted to try Stylecraft, and these are really pretty colors. This is the color Fiesta. Jaffa is the name of this color. This is Sherbet. And then I can't remember what the green. Oh, bright green. I have not finished the project that I started with them. I did start these little granny squares over here, and I think they make the prettiest granny squares. They're just so bright and fun. And I originally planned on making a blanket for my daughter, but I never finished it. And then she's kind of changed her mind as far as what she wants for her room, and so the colors won't really go with her room anymore. So I think I might end up making a sweater with it because they're just so pretty. So I'll just continue on with these granny squares and try to make a sweater. I have so much of it that I could make a really like oversized sweater or long sweater, a poncho, I don't know, something. So we'll see. So then we also have these two yellow colors. Citron is the name of the color, which they don't go with these neons, and I don't know what I would use these for, honestly. I really don't know what I'd use this yellow for. So I'm gonna have to think on that. This I will definitely stick in with the yarn that I don't know what I'm doing with. I am super excited to show you. My friend got them for me for my birthday, and they are like the prettiest skeins. Just so, whoops. I mean, look at these like neon speckles in there. How amazing. So these are from Addie yarn, which I'd never used before. It's Rainbow DK, but y'all, I mean, they are just so pretty. It's made in Oklahoma. She lives in Oklahoma, and so it's really cool. Let's see. An Orange You Can Eat. That's the name of this one, An Orange You Can Eat. And then this one is Broccoli. Look at those speckles. Each one has 231 yards. I kind of want to make a brioche beanie, like a 2-color brioche beanie would be super cute with these. I'm gonna have some left over, which I don't want to have too much left over because it's so pretty and I don't want to waste it at all. So I don't know, something brioche, a 2-color brioche I feel like would look so cute with this. We'll see, but it's Rainbow DK, Addie yarn. I mean, y'all, I am super excited about that. It's probably one of the yarns in my stash that I'm most excited to use. Also in DK weight, which is the opposite of neon, are these like neutrals right here. I actually got these from a thrift store. It is Bernat Baby, and there's like, how many? I think there's like 1,000 yards on this. And so I got a really good deal on it. It is 100% acrylic, and yes, 1,256 yards. So I have 3 of these, and I'm planning on making some pants with it. Obviously, I'll have plenty to make pants. I don't normally go for this color, or this isn't really a yarn that I purchased, but I really want to make some pants out of it. So that's the plan for this. I think I'm gonna put this with the yarn that I know I have a plan for, because I really do want to make those pants. Back to this embroidery yarn. I got this from a thrift store, and they had all of these colors. I love the vintage tag, and I was so excited about them. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I feel like they would make the cutest like wall piece or something like that. So that's the plan, is to do something like that. I won't put them in the bin that I know the project that I'm making with it yet, just because I don't know the exact project, but I think it will end up being some sort of wall decoration. We've got quite a bit of yarn over here. So this is my fingering weight, lace weight, all of that kind of stuff. And then these are my cottons here. So I don't have any particular plan for my cottons, but we will go through. Actually, that's not true. I do have a plan for one of my cottons. So we'll go through that in a second. Let's go ahead and go through these fingering weight and lace weight. So right here I've got this Drops brushed alpaca silk. It is in the most beautiful kind of forest green color, like evergreen color. It is beautiful. And I've got a few of these. I actually purchased this color to go with this color. So this is also Drops brushed alpaca silk. This is 77% alpaca, 23% silk. The color on this one is 37, and I can't remember, maybe apricot or something is the name of it on the website. I got this from Wool Warehouse as well. This one is color 11, but I've got several of those, and I originally purchased these to go together. I just thought that they were so pretty. These were on sale, and so I didn't have a particular project in mind, but I knew I wanted to make a sweater. I ended up using this apricot color with my recent With the Band sweater. I held it together with my Serenity Boucle yarn. As you can see, it still has some of the Happy Dance yarn fuzzes in it. So I held these two together because I needed some extra bulk for this, and so I held 2 strands of this and then 1 strand of this. That ended up looking like this, and I'll show you my sweater as well. That's kind of, I wanted to add the extra bulk and it made it really soft also. So I did end up using it because I was like, I've got these. I haven't found a sweater yet that I'm going to use it for or designed something, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And so that's kind of what I did with that. And now I don't know if I have enough. Oh, well, actually I did purchase this really pretty like mint color. Let's see what it is. It is 33. But it is so pretty. So I purchased all 3 of these to go together. I may still try to do something with it. I could either make something like really light and airy, or I could hold it together with another yarn. So we'll see about that. This is Drops Kid Silk, 75% mohair and 25% silk. This is the color number 9. It's not focusing very well, but it is color number 9. But I've got several skeins of this, or donuts of this. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I've got 5. I think a total of 5. I do think that I decided that I was going to use this in combination with my Wool in the Gang cotton to make the Nebula sweater by Andrea Mowry. I think that's actually what I decided to do. Let's put these together. These are, I know we're kind of like skipping around with the cotton, but I do know that was the plan. So I've got this Wool in the Gang cotton, which is my absolute favorite cotton ever. I've got it in a few different colors. This one is Mellow Mauve, and then also I've got it in this kind of pink color, which is Cameo Rose, and I've got 2 of those also. I'll have to see if I want to do an every other row or like an ombre effect with that. I do also have a green, so I've got 3 of the pink, and then I do have this green. Oh my goodness, it's coming off of the little donut here, but I do have this green also, which is Lime Crush. They're all kind of the same tone. They're all kind of like pastels, so I think that they would look really good together. I do have 1 more of that too. So I have plenty of yardage for a sweater, and I did want to make the Nebula sweater, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something fun holding this together with this cotton, and I think it's gonna be like the softest sweater ever. Okay, this next yarn I'm also very excited about. So we had a holiday market downtown this year that is kind of a big market. I had never been to it before. My mom was visiting at the time, and so we went to check it out, and there were tons of vendors from all over Alaska, and I found out that we were going to have another yarn store opening up in Juneau. So this is Juno Woolly's. This is a girl that dyes yarn here, and I had seen her yarn at Changing Tides, which is the other yarn store, but it's not exclusively yarn. It has fabric and other things like that. This is exclusively yarn, and she had, I didn't want to go nuts because I've been trying to be really good about not purchasing too much yarn. But I decided to go ahead and grab some of this yarn that was on sale because I couldn't pass it up. I really wanted to support her and then also just pick up some Juno yarn. And so I purchased this from the holiday market, her little booth at the holiday market. It is 100% Peruvian wool, and this is fingering weight yarn, and this is the colorway Cabin Love. It's really, really pretty. It's got lots of like pretty rust and brown. I just thought it would make a really pretty sweater. So that's the plan for that. This one has even a little bit, it's a little bit darker, this one. But I just thought it was so pretty. So she now has a store open, and I've been there one time. I ran out of battery while filming about this yarn, but these are all of the hanks that I have of this particular colorway, and so I'm very excited to find a sweater pattern for this yarn. Besides the Knit Collage Make-Along, this is really the only yarn that I purchased recently, I think. I'm really hoping that we will have enough light to do this video. It's getting darker, even though it's really sunny today, which is awesome, but it's definitely getting darker. So I'm going to try to hurry up and go through the rest of this yarn. So next up in the fingering weight category, we've got this beautiful Yarn Bee hand-dyed yarn from Hobby Lobby. The colorway is Myriad Lights, and it's just so beautiful. My mom got this for, I think, Christmas last year or my birthday. I can't remember, but I already have a plan for this. I am going to be making the side bow vest with this, and I think I have, well, I know I have plenty of yarn for it, but this yarn is so pretty, so colorful. I think it's going to knit up beautifully, and so I'm really excited to make that. I need to check the yardage on the pattern and see what it calls for. Each of these has 400 yards, so that is 1,200 yards, plenty of yarn for that. Next up, we've got this Felici Arcade Afternoon, I believe is the colorway. Each of these has 218 yards. This is 75% superwash and 25% nylon. So I was planning on making crocheted socks with this, and I just haven't done it yet. Once again, got distracted by other projects. So that's still on the agenda. I'm super excited to crochet with it. I've not made a pair of crochet socks yet, so I think that would be really fun, and I just need to get going on that. I did decide to go ahead and take out this knit collage because I'm going to put that in one of the little bins that I have because I know that I want to start that soon. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of here, and that will free up some room for this other yarn here. Next, we've got these little minis from Row 1 Yarn. I do also have a plan for these. I'm going to be crocheting some flowers and hopefully making a vest. That's the plan anyway. I did end up using one of the colors. I think these are Poppy and Spruce. Are these Poppy and Spruce? No, I've got the Poppy and Spruce somewhere. Uh-oh. Does that mean I have more yarn somewhere that I don't know about? Oh no, I think it's in this project bag right here. I think it's in this one. So I'll get those out too. I got the Poppy and Spruce out, which that is this. All of these minis, I wanted to make a crochet flower vest. That's the plan for that. I think it'll be the cutest little flower vest. These are all from Row 1 Yarn. She sends you a mystery mini skein set every month for that subscription service, and there are just so many cute yarns. You get to try a new indie dyer each month. It's really, really cool. So this one is Poppy and Spruce, and I did end up using one of the colors for Olivia Rosemary Mouse's Bloomers. This one is Wonderland Yarns, and then this one is Salty Blonde Fibers. There's some really pretty colors in there, and I'm excited to use those. Since I do have a plan for these, I'll go ahead and put those in with what I have a plan for. Y'all, when I was going to get that yarn, I found this yarn here, which is actually what I used for Olivia Rosemary Mouse, and I had forgotten that I had this yarn. I mean, I knew I had it, but I just wasn't thinking about it, and I was thinking that I already had something for it, and I may actually already have a project for it. I'm going to be making another Peek-a-Pow animal, and I think I'm going to make the cat this time. So I don't know that I'm going to use these colors, but I do have them if I want to. This is Wool of the Andes worsted weight. I had never used this yarn before, but I really like it. It's nice yarn. It's not super soft, so I don't know that you would want it for any kind of beanie or anything like that, but it's a nice yarn, and I think it worked well for Olivia Rosemary. This is Camel Heather. This is Wonderland Heather. This is a really pretty color. Paloma, Mink Heather, Oyster Heather, and I think this is Candy Halo. I'm pretty sure is the name of this one. But yeah, it's a really nice yarn. I would definitely use it again. Leftover yarns that I have from socks, and I like to put them together and then just make like scrappy pairs of socks. So I just kind of throw whatever I have left after making socks in here, and then I can use it for socks in the future. Okay, I'm really gonna try to start wrapping this up quickly because we're losing the light and I have to clean up the living room so that we can function in our home. So I'm gonna try to go through this cotton really quickly and just show you things briefly. So I've got Paintbox. I've got this color here, which is Melon Sorbet. I've also got Paintbox Cotton Decay in Lipstick Pink, and Mustard, I think is this color, Mustard Yellow. So I've got all of these colors, and I don't know, I originally had a plan for them, but I've kind of abandoned that plan. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with those, but I do have several skeins of that. So I need to find a good project for that. I do love using Paintbox Cotton Decay for amigurumi animals. For amigurumi animals, I think it works really well for that. Lately, I've kind of been trying some other yarns for amigurumi, but I do love Paintbox Cotton Decay. That's like my fave for amigurumi. And then I've also got this We Are Knitters cotton. I originally purchased this color. I think it's the color Copper, and I don't think that they carry it anymore. These cakes are like coming out. It used to be in such a pretty little cake, but now the cake is coming out. But it's a really pretty color. It reminds me of a certain mountain in Carbondale, Colorado, which is close to Aspen, that we used to hike all the time, called Red Hill. So I think that's originally what really drew me to this color. I had a sweater design that I was working on with this, and I was really going like full force on it for a while, and then I just lost steam, and then I just abandoned it completely. So I don't know that I'll return to that, even though it was using the dandelion stitch, which is a really pretty knit stitch, but I haven't really done anything with it since. This is like a mess, y'all. I really need to like rewrap these. That is a really pretty cotton. I have a lot of it. I certainly have a sweater's quantity, and I should really use it because it is a beautiful color orange. Next in that same kind of color family is this bamboo yarn that I have from Barocco. I got it from the thrift store, and it was still in the package. It was still in the bag, actually. It had the packing slip and everything. So I purchased it because it was really cool yarn. Normally when I buy a yarn from a thrift store, it has to have the tags on it or the sleeve on it and just be in good shape. But I thought this was really cool, and they don't carry it anymore. It's called Bonsai, but it is the coolest like bamboo, 97% bamboo, 3% nylon, but it's got a really cool texture to it. So I thought it would make a really cool summer sweater, summer tank top, something like that. But it is funny, it's very similar to this color. So I've got a lot of that color. I've got several skeins of it, or hanks of it. We will see what I end up doing with that, but that'll also be fun to find a project for because I definitely have a sweater's quantity. So each one of these has 77 yards. So I think that would make a really cute tank top. This is just a little thrift store find that did have the sleeve on it when I bought it, but I ended up taking it off for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it's a really pretty color too, and could be mixed in with some of these other ones, I think. Possibly this bamboo might be really cool together. All really scraps. I mean, I thought with cotton scraps, especially if they're the same weight, we could do granny squares or anything like that. The last little piece of yarn, these are all my fabric yarn scraps. So batik fabric yarn that I've made, I think it's all that I've made. I do have some other knit collage scraps, that knit collage wildflower yarn that is also fabric yarn that I could put in with this, but it is really cool yarn. I don't have a whole lot anymore. I used to make this yarn all the time. I do have a tutorial for it if you're interested. I will link it down below, but here are the knit collage, some of the knit collage scraps that I have. The wildflower, this has all sorts of knit collage scraps in it. It does have some of the wildflower that also is fabric yarn. And it would be cool to do some sort of a maybe pillow or something with this, so I may look into doing that. Right now I have this bag of knit collage. All of these are knit collage. These are my cotton scraps. These are my sock scraps. Oh yes, I didn't show you these either. So these are all my swish scraps. I made a sweater for my daughter. There's a whole thing about it. It was a surprise, and then it just didn't really work out because it ended up being too oversized for her, and so she ended up giving it to me, and I was gonna make her something else. But I had never used swish worsted weight yarn before, and I love it. I will absolutely be using it again. It is so soft. The drape is beautiful. This is what I had left over. I do think that I'm gonna end up using some of these scraps. I'm making a pair of socks for a friend, and I think I have almost an identical amount of yarn that the pattern calls for, but somehow I ran out. So let me go get those. I will show them to you. Okay, so here are the socks. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was so bummed because I already finished one sock, and then they're the bulky boot socks from the little box of socks patterns that I have. And then I was almost done with this other sock, and this is all the yarn I have left, like literally just this. And I haven't even finished like the foot, so I'm not even to the toe yet. So I knew that I would run out, which is such a bummer. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna take the socks out up to here and then do a different color heel and a different color toe, because I think that'll give me just enough yarn to finish off the socks. So I'm making these for a friend, and I really hope she likes them. This is also Juno Woolly's yarn. I think it's sweater weather base, I believe, but I don't know if there's a colorway. It's just kind of like a neutral. But some of these swish yarns might really be cute with it. This one, I also have this lighter color, which I may end up going with the lighter color. You guys should let me know in the comments below what you think, which one you like. There's also dark brown. That would actually be cute too. So I do love a sock with a different color heel and a different color toe, so I think that would be really cute. I do have a plan for some of these scraps at least, but swish yarn I absolutely love. I will keep you posted on what I use. If I can put it in this video, I will. Well, y'all, it is 3:58 p.m. and I am pretty much finished with the majority of the yarn. I still have the extras that I'm going to end up putting in the bin that I had underneath the bed, but I wanted to show you guys before the light was completely gone, because it's definitely almost gone. So here's what I've got so far. I've got my projects here that I know what I'm making with it. I did decide to put my sock scraps in here because I can just make a pair of scrappy socks at any time and just pick that up. So I did decide just to stick this in here as well, because I can just pick that up anytime and just work on a pair of socks. Next, we've got the rest of our yarn. So we've got all of the weights of yarn. We've got the fingering, the decay, the worsted, bulky, super bulky. We've got all that here. I don't have projects for it yet, but I will hopefully soon. So when we do 2026 knitting and crochet plans, I'm going to dive into here and really find some patterns to go along with this, some designs to go along with that. So that's all my yarn besides cotton. I've got all my cotton here, and I decided to go ahead and put my polyfill in here too. I had taken it out and put it in a bag, and so I don't have the plastic bag anymore. So I figured I'll just keep it in this bin with the cotton, since I use so many of these yarns for amigurumi anyway. My crochet thread I decided to put in here, and then I've got my cotton scraps down here. I also have these bins for the projects that I already know what I'm going to make with them. So here are my neons with the granny square. I really love these bins. They're from Amazon. I really, really love them. Like, they have this wire around the top, and they also like collapse if you need to, but I really, really like them. And then I've got my knit collage here. I've got actually 3 projects in here because I wanted to maximize the usage of this bin. So I've got the knit collage project in here. I've got this Malabrigo Rasta project in here, and then I've also got the Nebula sweater yarn in here. I'm so sorry that it is so dark, but it is definitely getting to be that time. I'm really happy with the way everything's organized. I think it's going to be a lot easier to just go and find the bin that I need for what I'm working on, and then once I finish one project, I will just grab the next project that I already have ready. I do still have these project bags that have whips in them that we will go over with the whip video, but everything else I'm just going to stick in the collapsible kind of bin to go under my bed, all of the like miscellaneous things.